Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Fallout 76 video. I hope you like and subscribe this video and to my channel. It really does help. So one day, while I was server hopping looking for calibrated shocks for my T60 power armor, I noticed I walked in and a siren went off and everything started to get irradiated immediately. I was freaking out. I was like, I'm inside. I can't figure out what's going on. I turned around, and all of a sudden somebody had dropped a nuclear warhead on White Springs as I had come into it. So I started looking around for different yellow cake and enemies that were going to spawn here, because I was right into the thick of it. Found a nice little cap stash, and since I had cap collector on, it did me well. I got 24 caps out of it. But immediately I started seeing things that were glowing that I wanted to go get. So the glowing sap. But I realized I was down to 4 Rad-X and some Radaway diluted, because I keep server hopping and jumping into these nuclear blast zones. As you can see, the mushroom cloud was really close to me. Even in my even in my excavator power armor, I was still sitting at picking up rads like crazy. So I wanted to be fast. Now, the thing I didn't know about these raw yellow cakes, yellow cake flux, and all these other things that you're able to pick up is whenever you kill like a glowing one, you get what's called a hardened mass. And during that, or you need that hardened mass, M-A-S-S, mass. So, unfortunately, it's considered a junk item. And because it's a junk item, yeah, I can't shoot. I barely got that thing. Waste like 4 ammo trying to get one little stupid rad rat as they're running down the hill. So with these, you need the hardened mass to stabilize at any Tinker's workbench these yellow cakes. And these yellow cakes are important because they help you build orbital strike beacons and fusion cores and so on. And I heard Bethesda sent an update out that changed the fusion core and the way it works. So there's not a lot of them and you go through them really fast. So I realized that when I was in here I didn't have the right items equipped, so these little disease glowing rad rats were giving me a heck of a time. So I just got out my handmade assault rifle and just tore them up. By the way, that's probably the best weapon I've been able to find inside this game is the handmade assault rifle. It uses 5.56 rounds, which you can pick up off the super mutants. It's got a wicked rate of fire. There's not much spread on it, and I've been able to take down a couple scorch beasts just using this gun. Downside to it though is that its condition does break, so you might want to have like weapon artisan to where you can get 200% of your weapon when you repair it, up to 200% repair. As you can see here, I'm shooting the pole because I feel like the rad rat needs more of an advantage than what he's already got. So I have like a night scope on my handmade, and you can see it works really well, even for like a sniper rifle. And then up close, I mean, you can just let loose with it. So there was an event. It was called the Rad Rat Horde event in the Savage Divide. And if you killed them all, you got, it was a level 3 you know, mother rad rat right there. Oh, here comes her pup. Ah! It's all over me. I'm so diseased at this point. She calls in reinforcements. I back up and desperately try to just gun them down, doing the best I can, watching my ammo just fade away. By the way, ammo's hard to come by because you have to build it. I am just shooting the heck out of these things. Ah, there's another one. Oh, there's two more. Oh, he's after me. Oh, this thing is just tearing up my health. I'm being irradiated because I'm on the outside and no Rad-X left. Whole screen starts turning red. There it is. So once you kill them all, though, you get some Rat-Away. You get like there was a robot regenerating arm, and I don't think I understood how the stars worked when I played this. This was I took this footage a couple months ago, so I didn't understand that the bigger the stars, so like the 3 stars means there's 3 legendary effects on whatever item they drop. Now at that point, I think I left behind, I think it was a piece of armor, because I didn't want to become over encumbered as I'm running through. And you will run into hundreds of glowing ones when this goes off at White Springs, especially if you do the loop. You know, you just run around in a giant loop, and then by the time you get back, they all there we go, get my all rise back on there. I was looking for that thing and I didn't have it. So recon hardened sniper rifle, I use that a lot. I don't know why I clicked on the orbital strike beacon, like I'm gonna throw a nuclear bomb out here in the middle of a nuclear bomb. So I think I was probably looking for like grenades or a Molotov or something. And I mean, my Rat-Away is down to nothing. You know, my diluted Rad-X. I keep that diluted Rad-X a lot because unless you're in like the Nuke Zone, you really don't need it. You know, you find it so frequently. So I just put mine on, I dilute mine out, and then, you know, it just makes it easier for me. Unfortunately though, when you start using it, you become hungry and thirsty really quick. So what you need to do is make sure that you eat and drink, and I try to always make sure that I eat and drink while I'm in these blast zones. You don't want to go down low. You know, these nuke zones will, you know, you get too low on trying to drink, and, you know, 20 enemies around you. Uh-oh, I'm seeing meat piles, so... Oh, there's somebody. Oh, and another thing when you're in here, look for trash bags. See that? Somebody left a bunch of stuff behind. Legendary items that they weren't going to use. So this is your opportunity to grab them. And now there's a legendary... Here's me trying to look through a bag. Hey, man, mind your business. Hey, get out of there. I was looking in a bag. I was trying to get... Whoa, fusion... Oh, never mind. Little bobby pin. I'll take that. You know, when you're in here, now you can get legendary items for scripts. Turn those scripts in, and you have a chance at getting a better legendary item. So I saw a suppressor's light machine gun. I was like, I'll take that. I don't know if I ultimately kept it or not. I usually go into White Springs and sell everything right afterwards. Now I realize, you know, you might not want to do that. So I'm, you know, looking at the stats here and trying to see, is this something worth it? Do I want to keep this? But a lot of times when you're in the Nuke Zone, you don't want to take that time to kind of figure that out. So I'm just going to take my all-rise here and beat this guy in the head with it. He deserved it. See that hardened mass I just picked up off of that enemy? That's what you need to stabilize those fluxes. And those fluxes don't last very long. So see another hardened mass? I didn't know that you had to stabilize these things. So I messed up a lot. And you end up with stuff like inert flux, which is a consumable. You can drink it. It doesn't sound very good, but well, okay, teach his own. So you pick up these things and then you head out to you need the Tinker's workbench. I'm gonna blow this guy's leg off. Nope. Or I'm gonna light that car on fire, one or the other. Ooh! Except that caused a chain reaction, and radiation heals these guys. And cars let out radiation. Whoopsie. I think at this point let's put away that Gauss rifle and just start bashing people in the head with it, because the All-Rise has a chance to I believe I have a card. You can cripple them, you can knock them down, you know. So I'm swinging for the fences at this point. I've got Slugger on. I'm like, you know, just whack them, just smash them right in the head. It's the best thing you can do. Just hit that guy. Oh, that guy held his stomach as he went down. Oh, ay es mío, as he goes down on one knee. See it? Look at that. Just bash him right in the head. Oh, just hit him again and again. Oh, till he stops. Oh, he's wiggling. I should hit him again. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. So you take them down and then you go get your stuff after you're done. Oh, look at that. 2mm cartridges. That's good. Just checking out. See these high radiation fluids. So I want to make sure that, you know, I go through and I grab everything I'm going to need. But in this time, you don't want to grab everything unless you've got lots of carrying capacity. And I run really close to my weight. Now see, on mine it says I can have 415 pounds of carry weight. That's because this was before the patch on the excavator armor. So I was able to pull up and carry 100 extra more pounds. So here I am making the loop again, and also this time I'm looking for flora that has been irradiated. That'll turn into like yellow cake and red raw fluorescence and things of that nature. And again, if you don't do anything with it, it will become what's called inert flux, which is a consumable, and you can drink it. See, there's another one of these guys. Just gotta hammer him down. I love the All-Rise, especially if you're spec'd into melee. The All-Rise works really well. Ooh, ammunition. And just go over the things that you find. Even if people leave meat piles behind, sometimes you know, you'll find like these hardened mass or irradiated fluids and things that you'll need to make and craft the different things like fusion cores and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to use every second I can before the respawn happens to be able to get my hands on as much of this as possible. I'm grabbing everything I can get my hands on. I've been wondering about mutations. If somebody could leave a comment in the comment sections about how to get a mutation. I've been irradiated pretty bad. I'm kind of wondering, like, how do you get a mutation? I know you have to have the cards to keep it, but how do you get the mutation itself? Oh, this glowing one just came out of nowhere. See, it start to respawn on you, and this is how you can get large amounts of items. You just wait for everyone to respawn and then just, you know, run into them. And depending on where the bomb is and where the center is will determine, you know, how much stuff you have. See, here's a tinker's bench right there inside that fireman's workplace. If you go in the door right at the fireman's workbench there, or right in the fireman's garage, there's a tinker bench right in there, or you can get one right inside of White Springs. So here I'm just making sure I have the right cards in place, things that I need. I mean, I've messed up a bunch and had the wrong cards in place for a long time, and you know, just mess everything up. Now, as you can see from all the piles on the ground, I mean, this place is crawling with glowing ones, which I always find a lot of fun. I go back and forth in these videos and just run around and kill whatever I see, and sometimes it's a good way to just let off some steam. I found a little picnic area right in the middle of all this, which was kind of cool. I didn't realize somebody was here having a picnic when the bombs dropped. Well, we don't see their skeletons, so you know, maybe the robots came through and took them out. Took out the trash. I think we find a whole a dumpster in the back of one of the buildings covered in skeletons. So over here is a great place to find flora and lots of enemies. Glowing ones like crazy inside. I took my chance to take down a ragstag, and then it disappeared into the ground. It just disappeared. It was like playing a Portal. Oh, and then I got surprised. All kinds of glowing ones attacked me. So I just took out the All Rise and went crazy. Started smacking everything as best I could. I try to keep them all in front of me, this way I can't get knocked down, and I try not to get pinned in, so I just keep backing up as I hit them, and then I'll go back through and you know, collect all the stuff. And the great thing about Fallout 76 is that nobody can come and take your stuff, so you don't have to worry about people, you know, coming in and taking all your stuff. You can just you know, take them out and then come back. I didn't realize that I had attracted this many of them, and I mean, they were coming from every angle on me. I found that they were coming from the front, the back. I think I was even getting trapped in there, so I was kind of doing an in and out movement. So I'd rush in, I'd hit them, I'd come back out. This way, when they all took swings, you know, maybe one or two would get a hold of me, and that was it. But I was starting to get kind of nervous as I fell down below 50% health. I'm still irradiated, you know, pretty bad here, and I never got a mutation, not once. So I, again, am not sure how this mutation thing works. You know, what you have to do to get it. I don't have any perk cards that are against me, that work against, you know, me being irradiated. But I know in here I was getting low on Rad-X and Radaway, so I was also nervous about, you know, just falling too low. See there, I'm starting to get real low on health. Oh no, if I don't figure out something quick. Yeah, I'm like, stem pack. I just start, you know, you get into a mode when you're swinging and you don't realize how, you know, how low your health is going, but my health was really dying. So I had to make sure that I could stem pack up like crazy at the same time as I could, you know, keep swinging and kill as many as I could. Not only just for the experience, but you know, just to make sure I got like all the weapons and items and so on. Normally when you're in a blast zone like this, you're in here with a bunch of people, so you know, you're not taking on all these enemies by yourself, and the enemies can be distracted as well, by, you know, other companions in your party or other people around. You know, they'll just come and, you know, they'll run after those guys. But as you can see, I just kept on the stem packs, and I have the diluted stem pack, where, you know, where I can use a stem packs to double the healing as they normally do, so that helps me a lot. And then I use diluted stem packs because they basically counted the same as a stem pack as a regular one. What I was more concerned about was that my weapon, the All Rise, you know, I didn't want it to break while I'm, you know, hammering away on all these guys. Oh man, I cannot believe how much I was literally down. I was taking hits from behind now. These guys just come out of everywhere. I mean, they just don't stop. Oh, but in the moment, you're really just digging in. Your hands are all sweaty. Your eyes squint down, and you're not blinking, so they start to dry out. But you're fighting like there's no tomorrow, just so that you can get everything that you need. Oh, there's a mini nuke in there. All these legendary items, and you become so over encumbered so fast playing in these areas. Oh, there's a little Rad-X. Boy, I needed that. There's another Rad-X. Ammunition. I wasn't sure if I needed 38 ammo, but I'll grab it. I'll tend to grab it, and then I'll rush off or whatever, and I'll drop it later on. And now I heard that they have new vending machines. Actually, I have a new vending machine, and I put it up, and you can sell off a lot of like the old rounds and stuff. So what I like to do now is things that I don't use, that I would normally just drop and leave behind, now I will sell inside my shop for, you know, somebody else to be able to use. I hate just leaving things to waste. I don't like dropping things out in the middle of nowhere. I like to, you know, if I've earned it, I want to be able to give it away to somebody or help somebody. So I'm really, you know, I guess it's just my nature. I like to do it. Oh, and the reason I didn't pick up bobby pins was this was before the patch, and bobby pins were really heavy, and I had over 100 of them. Yeah, I wasn't going to use a mini nuke, but boy, that guy had a mini nuke on him. Ooh, clipboard. Springs. So I was irradiated all the way down to, I think, 40% of health, so 60%, and I still couldn't, I still didn't pick up a mutation. So I'm really not sure how it works. So once I kill out everyone, now I go through and pick up any of the stragglers and any of the things I need. Coat hangers don't weigh that much, and they're all steel, which is really nice, because then you can use them, craft ammunition, or repair your weapon. Quad assault rifle. Wow. And I'm really glad that Bethesda put in the, oh, I could search that. So you get an extra search for canned goods, for, you know, meat and stuff, see where it says triangle and search in the corner. So if you have the perk card, no longer will it just show up in your inventory. Oh, poor guy was having a last drink, watching out as everything blew up. Now instead of the perk card for your search working to grab canned goods, extra canned goods, still under caution, you have to actually hit the triangle and you're using that card. Oh, whoa, it's a Wendigo! Oh my god! Ah! I freaked out. Started swinging for the fences. And to my surprise, I can't believe I killed it that fast. Wow, Wendigo just popped right out in front of me. Oh. Fiberglass spool, loose screws, tin can. Oh, that stuff is great. Oh, I can't believe. Wow. Wow, it scared me. I was like a little kid. I was like, what? And I also didn't know that when you're crafting stuff, you should take sugar and spices because you can make better meals that will do better effects for you. I've never really played any of the Fallout games on a full-in survival mode, so this has all been kind of a new experience for me. So I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what I'm supposed to be. Oh, pulse mine. Which I think I already had at the time. So I've never played any of the Fallout games on survival mode, so I've been trying to learn how to you know, be better at this and figure this part out. So like I, you know, didn't think like brain fungus for brain fungus soup and things like that. I just didn't think about it. Oh, another container to search. Use my little search card and nothing. Oh, no, hey! Boy, some lag there. I was about to walk away without my prize. See all those high radiation hardened masses? Those things are exactly what you need. Now look, so somebody else was through here and they dropped a paper bag full of legendary items, just dropped them on the ground. So this is why, and look, here's another bunch of them. Missiles, spoil meat. And because it's not junk, that's how I know somebody didn't die and leave it there. These are all just legendaries that nobody wanted. So I'm really glad that Bethesda put in that legendary machine where you add legendaries in, you get scripts out, and then you can use those scripts to buy different legendary weapons for yourself. So I'm really glad that Bethesda put that in there. I feel like it really it goes to exactly what the fans have been wanting, and you know, kudos to Bethesda for doing that. So I'm still running around in the radiation area, looking for more flux and trying to pick up as much as I can find. And now I'm out here in the greens. Oh, and there's some pretty decent stuff still out here. Usually you'll find it more on the forest side. So I'm going to jog through and get to where there's usually enemies around. In the middle of the golf course, you'll usually find a lot of enemies around. I felt like I was pretty cocky after taking out all those people, you know, all those glowing ones on my own from the golf course, or the golf tennis club. That's what it is, not a golf club. Oh, somebody else has already been here. That's not good. Using laser weapons, they ashed him. Left an ash pile behind when they burned him up. Just trying to find something that's an enemy. Looking around, I'm kind of caught in an area where not a lot of enemies spawn, so best thing to do is get back up to the front, get up to the houses and stuff, and trying to figure out See some floor over here that catches my eye. Soot flower. It does real well too. So I'm just jogging through. Oh, looks like there's somebody up there. I'm just jogging through looking for the next batch of enemies. Remember, everybody's going to respawn, so here we go. So I just come up and just, go to town. I'm looking to try to gain as much experience as possible while the nuke is still, present and turning everyone into, glowing ones. Stalker's Knuckles. Not really something I use. I don't do a lot of unarmed fighting. I wonder if Bethesda's going to open up some of these bungalows for quests later on. The ones with the hand pads on them that still are active, but and the house is still in good shape. I kind of wonder. Oh, there's somebody. This guy's a low level too, so I want to leave him. Don't want to leave him by himself. So coming back around to one of the parking lots there. Oh, somebody's already beat me to it. Tends to be a lot of glowing ones here. Inside here, out and about, around these areas, you'll find lots of glowing ones. There's also a workbench in here as well, if you're looking for one. Uh-oh, something sent off my caution meter. Turn off the radio to avoid demonetization. See a workshop. So inside this workshop, this is where you're going to find a bench. There's an armor workbench in there. Ooh, somebody who's much higher level than me is in here. Another trash bag on the ground with 3 more legendary items in it. And you find them everywhere. You'll also find scorch beasts around here. Oh, another thing you want to be ready for is don't hit any of the worker robots, or else they'll all turn against you. I'm just collecting random junk that I'll, again, aluminum, things like that, that'll be used to repair my weapons. Purified water is nice, I'll take that. Oh, there's my search for some more pork and beans. I'd rather have pork and beans than canned dog food. So you got to be careful coming back here. One time I came back here and there was a Deathclaw chameleon in that fire. It had set off the trap and it was crazy. So I'm going to cut right through here, this little underpath. And I don't have Pain Train on. If you have Pain Train, this would be the worst place because all these robots would turn hostile against you. And that's happened to me by accident before. Talk about screaming like a girl. All of a sudden I was being zapped from like 100 directions. So I'm just going to come up to the loop again. This is the top of the loop and I just tend to kind of go around in a circle, but looks like again somebody already beat me to it. Try to pick this lock. Finally I get it. And again, it's all randomized junk, so if you don't want to waste your time, you know, you shouldn't. I tend to pick up almost anything. I am a pack rat hoarder. I definitely know. I feel like the first couple Fallout games kind of turn you into a pack rat hoarder, as you're allowed to keep everything and you just can't have it on you, but you can always put it somewhere. When the stash box first came out, I can't remember if it was 400 or 600, might have been 400, but I felt like you just really couldn't keep anything. So right outside the gates of White Springs, you'll tend to find ooh, thirsty. You'll tend to find more monsters, mutants, things like that. Glowing ones, scorch beasts. So, but you also find good flora as well. So, glowing sap and stuff like that. Which will give you raw cobalt flux. And if you're just looking to make more fusion cores and things like that, your best bet would be blow up like I forget who said I'm not sure. You're gonna want to hit like a town. You're gonna want to hit somewhere where ultrasight. You're going to want to hit anywhere where you can find a lot of plants. So I think it's like Lewisburg or something. Uh-oh. Something's found me. Oh, Scorch Beast found me. No! These things are nasty. Even with my, being a level 90, it's still not enough. You gotta outrun these things. They are wicked. So I'm gonna make my way back, find out where it is. Oh, there it is. And then what I like to use is the houses. Oh, dang it! He's gonna call in reinforcements. Oh, sniper weapon. Oh, there we go. Somebody jumping in to help out. Oh, Scorch Beast. I think he landed. He did. Ah! So I'm going to use the trees to block him, except I should have not done that when he was so close. I think you need to be faster at splitting it up. switching up the different weapons that I have. Oh man, I'm glad that guy was here. Where'd it go? I know it's out there waiting for me. They always do. There it is, see it? Ooh. Oh. Sending that acid out onto the ground. Oh, because the robots got wind of it. That works differently than it does in other games. In case you haven't played this game, nothing stops, so you can select them, but they keep moving. Ooh, that tree is gonna take that sonic blast from me. Where is it? I always tend to lose it when it goes up and like over there. It is. Oh, it's gonna spray that acid. Get out of there. Oof. Oh, this thing was wicked. The hardest thing is that these things, they just don't sit still. Oh, man. Oh. Here we go. Get the all rise out. Just smack that thing a couple times. I've never gotten into the black powder rifles, so... Uh-oh. So the Sultron is getting roughed up as well. Ooh. Well, there it is. I think that guy's got it going. Try not to shoot that guy at the same time. Oh, and there he goes. That guy brought it down a lot. Those things are wicked. Oh, another trash bag. So there's that Tinker's bench again that you're gonna need. So as I come out from using the workbench, I find a whole bunch of glowing ones fighting with the robots. Now right here, I went to take my shot and it froze. I had to reload and everything, and it brought me back to White Springs again. Since I'd already been here and I'd already checked for the calibrated shocks I needed for my what is it, T60 power armor, or XO1 power armor, I'm sorry, so that I could have my carrying capacity that I do with my excavator. I just felt that I was going to go ahead and server hop again. I wanted to make sure that, you know, the stuff that I had, I still had, and I didn't lose anything when I got kicked off the server. But I felt it was a huge letdown because I was already in, and this happens a lot. There's a lot of server instability. So here's another time when I server hopped, and this is the bane of my existence. I feel like I spent, I think, 3 days one time, just one server after another, not even playing, just going out, coming back, going out, coming back, going out, coming back. Oh man, it was It was not fun. So I'm down here, and I wanted to investigate what was going on around these places during another blast zone. And I'm always in the need for screws and plastic and things like that. You'll always need. Oh, I did turn off that radio, except Mr. Handy was in the way. But what I forgot was that I was out of Rad-X and Rad-Away, so I needed to be careful. I was getting really low. But there's nothing better than running around in a nuke zone, just bashing enemies in the head. And getting a bunch of experience so that you can level up. So I thought I would run all the way down to the end of the building so I could start my loop. Just go, you know, find where the loop was and start wiping people out. When I got over here, I saw that a lot of the robots were all destroyed and the cars were all set on fire. A lot of times when that happens, you know it's a scorch beast, so you always just want to kind of know what you're in for, and you got to be careful. Now there is something called Rad Shield, but it's really hard to make, and I try to keep it for when I'm going to go fight the Scorch Beast. So here we go, another glowing one. And I was really sad to hear that Bethesda put the fix in. Oh, another one's coming to get me. Oh, scalpel. Another one's coming to get me. I was really happy that Bethesda put the patch in, or sad to see Bethesda put the patch in that stopped people from server hopping, because I feel like, you know, with a lot of the randomization that you get, you really ooh, Hunter's Walking Cane, Rad-Away, Nuclear Waste. It's nice. Take that shopping basket out from under him too. Need the steel. Take some coolant for the plastic. The umbrella. The umbrella has a spring in it, I believe, and you might be able to get some screws out of it. Something along those lines. Nothing in the suitcase, but you get the experience anyway. So a lot of times, like the glowing ones, they'll be up on these porches. You just run around on the porches. Oh, see, there's a bunch of them over there. There's a whole bunch of them, and I don't see really anyone around. So, whoop, that was my mistake. I should have loaded that weapon first. So I'm going to use my short handmade, and this thing rocks. I mean, as you can see right here, I'll take out anything with it. It shoots really fast, so I try to be careful with how many bullets, or how, like, just rapidly I'm firing it, because before you know it, you know, go through 1,200 bullets. a matter of, you know, minutes. Well, I kind of got hung up on something, so I had to like switch and move around. I think it was a rock behind me or something like that. So there's a legendary bloated one in front of me, so I wanted to make sure I was getting that, but I also was taking hits from behind, but I felt like I was okay there. Yeah, I still was doing okay. The excavator power armor is great. Junkie's meat hook, that's the best I got. I never get really addicted to chems, so. There's something else underneath him. Oh. Bolstering robot chest armor. So in these blast zones you can get dozens of legendary weapons to then turn into script. So that's why that script, that legendary script thing was a great addition. Oh, see another disease bloated one. I'll see over here in this parking lot, there's a whole bunch of them. So I have these different weapons that I never really used, and I have a bunch of different ammo. So somebody said like, oh, just, you know, go for it, man. Just put them on and, you know, and just go, you know, run into kind of these zones and, you know, just use your weapons, you know, and take them out. So with this, I was using the Perfect Storm. It's a submachine gun you get kind of early on in the game. I can't remember where I got it from, but it works really well. It adds fire damage, but with these guys I found that it just wasn't really doing much damage, as you can see from my short handmade. I mean, these guys, you know, go down pretty quick. Oh, mini nuke. Whoa. That is Exterminator's Gatling Plasma. So as you can see, I think I started with 1,200 bullets here, and I'm already down to 864. And the good thing is with like this and a lot of my other guns is that I have super duper and oh, I just blew it up. People's bodies go flying everywhere. I have like super duper, and I also have some sort of ammo card, and with the ammo card you can easily get you like double all the ammo you make, and then with the super duper card it like doubles that, so you could really, you know, kind of earn back your ammo quickly, which I do. And I tend to stay away from my base for long periods of time, so I tend to go out with a lot of ammo. I know some people only go out with like 100 of each item or whatever, and 100 of each, you know, ammo for each gun. But ooh, 308 rounds, that's nice. You don't see that very often. So I tend to try to use, you know, what I have, or craft what I don't have. So, oh, I am way overweight. Can't run anymore. Exterminator Gatling Plasma. Oh, so nice. I think I turned it on because I wanted to see how it would be. Vampire's combat rifle, it's kind of nice. Zealot's 50 machine gun. But see, those are only like, you know, situational, right? You're only gonna... Uh-oh, I took too long. That guy's up there. You can't use the Zealot machine gun unless you're dealing with just Scorched. You know, you can't... you can't... Oh, disease cure. You can't use something for just one time and it be good. So for me, I've got to be able to use it all the time, and it does, you know, like the All Rise, right? The All Rise has a weight reduction, so, but that's all it does, right? It's no powerful from one enemy to another. So when you're dealing with just, you know, if I was going into a place that was all Scorched, or like if I was going to launch a nuke, then I would want to take something that was like something that was good for robots if I was going to go launch a nuke, because, you know, you need something with the troubleshooter on it. I'm wondering where all these guys are at. Oh, there's somebody off to my right. My camp is under attack. Oh, man. And I'm over encumbered, too. Oh, I hope my camp's okay. It's usually nothing much that's attacking. It's like a mole rat or something. I hope. Sometimes it's super mutants, and that's not cool either. I don't know what Bethesda... Oh, there's another guy. I'm gonna go up there and see what they're doing. See if there's anybody I can kill. It's alive. Oh, legendary. Just laying in the bush. Like me after a Friday night. I kept taking all these things, but I think at the end I forgot to turn them into flux. I had like 100 inert fluxes that I could drink. So it helped not to have to go look for Nuke Cola or anything anymore. But I should have done better taking care of them. Well, it seems like a lot of the enemies are done. The blast is coming kind of to an end. I'm just trying to see what's around, what's alive. Oh, that was one of those glowing bee things. I think it was already dead though when I got here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever attacked and killed one of those things on my own. Here's the giant presidential bunker. Oh, there's some people. I was like, I better get over there. I'm gonna get a piece of these guys. Now I get down into a sneak position because I get better damage. Uh-oh. That guy Whiskey's got like a wanted on him. And it probably comes from stuff like this when you're engaged in a melee like this, you shouldn't. I don't like the way the game mechanics work in this way. I think you should not be able to hit each other. You know, you should have to activate whether you want to hit. Oh, there's a guy. Wow. Oh, it's a legendary too. I want to make sure I get that weapon. There's a whole bunch of people out here. Ooh, cultist blade. Oh, he's like stuck in a cabinet. Oh, that's like a 3-star legendary too. See, I don't know if I knew what that meant, and I think that guy snagged the weapon. So you can take it from each other if you guys hit the same weapon, if you guys or hit the same object. So as you can see, the storm is, you know, coming to an end. The radiation is falling, coming back down, and there's a ragstag and a glowing one engaged in what I can only say is something I never want to see ever. So see, that guy snagged all those items already off the glowing or off the legendary. So you can get, they can snag the stuff from you, which is usually why I tend to, when there's like large groups of people that I'm not with, I'll tend to kind of go my own way, you know. But like here, we're kind of at the end of the nuke explosion, so we're all just trying to mop up what's left of glowing ones. Oh, there's a legendary. What's bad is that you start getting all these glowing ones piling up on you, and you miss what you you know, see. Like, I want to make sure I got like right in on that cultist dagger. I was like, oh, what's that? You're not taking my weapon, are you? So, oh, another legendary. So usually, like, when I see a legendary, I want to try to head to that one first. You know, take what is out there, or at least kill it so that somebody else can't take it from me. Because that's usually what'll happen. You'll get players that'll come behind and they don't care. I was like, uh-oh, it's getting surrounded. I just wanted my legendary loot. These guys weren't being cooperative. And remember when I said I left the group? That's what happens. You gotta make sure you don't leave the group too fast. Oh, here they all come, so. I think my all-rise might have broken or something. I was like, oh, give me my legendary shit. Stuff, sorry. We'll bleep that out in post. That's why I haven't live streamed this game yet. Usually I'm cursing left and right. My dad was military and my mom dated a truck driver, so there was no hope for me. I use the F word like some people drink fine wine. Now, see, you get players that are cool too, like this guy, you know, he was like, oh, giving me the thumbs up and stuff, like, hey, thanks a lot, you know, and I was saying thanks to him for helping me, and you know, things like that. And there are players out there that are cool, and then you get some players who are just complete idiots and will ruin the game for everyone. But it seems like this game isn't like that, and a lot of the community isn't like that. So I've really been pleasantly surprised with like how everything turned out with 76, despite all of its flaws and, you know, all the hype that it wasn't, and all these other things. I still felt like Fallout 76 really gave you a lot of fun, you know, for your buck, you know. Yeah, it wasn't the perfect game. It wasn't, you know, everything that they hyped it to be at E3. Yeah, there were a lot of glitches when it launched and so on. I'm so over encumbered. I'm like, I can't even get up there. I'm like a fat man after Thanksgiving who just ate a turkey. Oh wait, like my Thanksgivings. I was like, oh, look at that. There's a glowing one down there. Maybe I should go get him. Pop! And then that guy like ran right in my way, and I was like, oh shit, I almost shot him in the head. I mean, shoot, I almost shot him in the head. So I was like, I'm gonna make sure I get some pops off on that guy so I get some experience, you know? And then that's when that glowing one got pissed at me. And I realized there was another glowing one on the ground, and that thing was a legendary. And I was like, man, I'm over here wasting my time with some diseased one. And that guy didn't leave me nothing. So at this point, I'm going to start wrapping up the video. I hope that you guys liked it. This is what it's like to be inside of a nuclear blast zone, having a good time. You know, they're a lot of fun. You know, I recommend it. For all the flaws, I think Fallout 76 is worth the money. Thanks. I hope you guys like and subscribe to my channel, like my videos, subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, where I post a lot of the artwork that I do, you know, some of the stuff I do with my kids and so on. So if you like this one, I hope that you continue to watch. I hope that you continue to support me in all the ventures that I go through. So thank you very much and have a great day.